Now, most of you might ask, why do I need to learn all this? Or, I've already made money before, why do I need to know how computers work? Another favorite of mine is, I've programmed before and I never had to write a sorting algorithm. And here's the big reason. You will think differently about writing software. How can I say this? Well, I've had first-hand experience. You see, I started by learning to code, by learning a programming language called PHP back in 2007. I didn't start by studying the underlying principles that make everything work and how we reached the point we're at right now. As years went by, I learned the tools of the trade, but all the while I felt something was missing. This was until I became a computer science student. After learning how computers work, how they store data, how to think about problems and designing maintainable solutions for them, I realized I began to think differently about software. Learning the fundamentals of computer science, about programming languages in general, instead of a specific language, about operating systems, about databases, about algorithms, helped me write better apps and open the doors to more fulfilling work. It doesn't matter if you want to build apps or work with self-driving cars, they use the same underlying principles. There's a big difference between learning a programming language, a tool, and learning how to build software. This is what we'll focus on in this track. I'll warn you again, you need to spend at least 1,200 hours learning and working on practice projects to internalize the concepts presented in this track and gain enough experience for real-world projects. Be wary of bootcamps and courses that promise to teach you everything in up to 14 weeks. This is not even closely enough to prepare you for the challenges ahead. They will teach you how to write code in a programming language, and that's about it. They will teach you the tools which fade away with time instead of the timeless ideas behind computer science. Many of the low-hanging fruit jobs will soon disappear thanks to artificial intelligence. Machines will be able to perform the tasks coders do now, but they will not replace software engineers who understand how those machines work and are able to make them better. By successfully completing this track, you will future-proof your career. If you're a self-taught engineer or bootcamp grad, you owe it to yourself to learn computer science. Luckily, Colabos Academy is a way for you to avoid spending thousands of dollars and many years at a reputable university. There are two types of software engineers. Those who understand computer science well enough to do challenging, innovative work, we'll call them engineers, and those who just get by because they're familiar with a few high-level tools. I was in this category at first, we'll call them coders. Both call themselves software engineers, and while at the beginning of their careers, they could have somewhat similar salaries, engineers grow into more fulfilling and well-paid work over time compared to coders. Engineers find ways to learn computer science in depth through conventional means or by avidly learning throughout their careers. Coders typically stay at the surface, learning specific tools and technologies rather than their underlying principles, picking up new skills when the popular technologies change. Currently, the number of people entering the industry is rapidly increasing, while the number of students who graduate with a computer science major is pretty much static. This oversupply of coders is starting to reduce their employment opportunities and keep them out of the industry's more fulfilling work. Whether you're striving to become an engineer or simply looking for more job security, learning computer science is the only reliable path. Going through the courses in this track is a good way to put your knowledge and abilities to the test. Though you might be wondering what you need to know before starting this track. The next part covers this question.